5 things drone owners need to know before flying. Stick around to the end for a bonus tip. Number 1, ensure your firmware is up to date. Make sure to keep your drone updated with the latest firmware. This can apply to the aircraft, the remote controller, the flight apps, and even the drone batteries themselves. It's important to keep firmware up to date in order to ensure that the drone is functioning properly, has the latest safety features, and to maintain the overall stability of the aircraft. Number 2, register your drone. If your drone weighs more than 0.55 pounds or 250 grams, then you must register the drone with the FAA. This can be done via the FAA Dronezone at faadronezone.faa.gov. After purchasing a registration number for $5, be sure to mark it where it is clearly visible on the drone. Registration numbers are valid for 3 years from the date of issuance. After 3 years, assuming you still own the drone, you can renew the registration. The renewal process is similar to the initial registration process and can be done through the FAA's registration website, the FAA Dronezone. Number 3, FAA rules and regulations. Understand and comply with FAA regulations. All drone operators are required to follow the Federal Aviation Administration regulations, including flying below 400 feet, staying away from airports and other FAA-controlled or restricted airspaces, among many other things, to ensure the safety of the national airspace. So what are the FAA regulations for operating a drone? This dovetails nicely into point number 4. Number 4, the FAA TRUST Test. TRUST stands for the Recreational UAS Safety Test. This test was created by the FAA and is aimed at educating recreational drone pilots on the safety and responsible operation of drones in the national airspace. This test is now mandatory for all recreational pilots and should be completed prior to your first flight. The TRUST test is free and should only take about 30 to 40 minutes to complete, and you'll receive a completion certificate once passed. This certificate of completion is the only proof that you have to show you are now legal, so be sure to save it in a safe place. You can find more information on the FAA Trust Test at faa.gov and type in TRUST in the search bar at the top right of the page. Number 5, commercial use in Part 107. If you want to make money with your drone, you will need to pass the FAA Part 107 knowledge exam. Passing the FAA Trust Test allows you to operate for recreational purposes only, while passing the FAA Part 107 exam will allow you to operate commercially. In essence, you'll be able to make money with your drone. The FAA Part 107 exam is an aeronautical knowledge test that covers similar topics to what a private pilot exam would cover, including FAA regulations, weather, airspace, airport operations, and emergency procedures, to name a few, that are specific to operating small unmanned aircraft systems for commercial or other non-recreational purposes. You can learn more about commercial UAS operations, the Part 107 exam, and other FAA regulations at faa.gov/UAS. Number 6, our bonus tip. Subscribe to V1 Drone Media on YouTube for more informational videos on drones, and check out our blog on v1dronemedia.com. Have fun, fly safe, see you in the next one. Actually, you will see me in the next one. Whatever.